Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today for Studio 512. It was so great last year, they have brought it back. It's the second annual Texas Youth Music Festival, Battle of the Bands. Band members of Ladder to the Moon, Emmy and Leo, are here to tell us about the competition experience, along with Carol DeCardenas, the Executive Director of the Austin School for the Performing and Visual Arts. And we're happy to have all three in the studio today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here. Carol, we're coming to you first. Tell us about the Texas Youth Music Festival. What's the deal?
We are so excited to be hosting our second annual Texas Youth Music Festival. The Austin School for the Performing and Visual Arts is a co-sponsor alongside Bee Cave Arts Foundation and a whole slew of donors to be able to host this event entirely for free for the contestants. So we're super excited to be hosting it again this year.
Absolutely. Free is so big, especially when you're a young musician. You're trying to get your name out there. It's really important that you get some, exposure to audiences and judges. That doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, music producers, professionals in the industry. So they're going to get firsthand experience and shared advice from these pros.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. So yeah, Emmy, I want to talk to you guys about your band. We don't have all four members with us today, but we have them kind of. So can you introduce us to them?
All right, so I'm Emmy. I am the singer of Ladder to the Moon. This is Leo.
I'm the guitar player, one of the guitar players.
This is Lauti, our bassist. He cannot be here today with us, but we have him in spirit.
Yeah.
And,
This is Daniel, our other guitar player.
You guys, I'm so glad that you brought their faces on sticks. I hope that they are really thrilled with that. Of course, they're still in school, so we pulled you guys out for today and wanted to talk to you a little bit about your experience. Just talk to me a little bit, Emmy, if you would, first though, about how y'all got together as a band.
So, two of our bandmates, our former drummer that was with us, we were in class together. I knew that he did music, and we were in like a band that wasn't really a band, and then two people couldn't really join us, so we were like, let's make our own band. And I knew Leo and Lauti and Daniel from something called School of Rock that we did together.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, hey guys, you should, I asked Lauti and Daniel, join our band, it's gonna be really fun. And then when this festival came around, Lauti had to do a trip, so we were like, hey Leo, do you want to fill in for us? And eventually we all just came together, we started making music, and now we're Ladder to the Moon.
Ladder to the Moon, okay. And tell me, Leo, a little bit about the genre of music that you guys do. What's your style?
So we're really inspired by 90s, alternative, kind of grunge rock kind of stuff.
Oh, talking about language, hang on.
One of our biggest influences is Paramore, Foo Fighters, Green Day, bands like that, just older, alternative, 90s kind of stuff. That's what we're trying to embody in our style.
That's amazing. I am so, it is like a knife to the heart to hear that it's older, but I do understand it was the Tide flannel around the waist. It was grunge rock, this was the 90s. A very cool time. So that's really cool that you guys focus on that. And Carol, let's talk about some of the prizes on the table, because these lovely folks won last year, and no big deal, but I'd like to hear about what you're looking for in a winner as well.
Okay, so the grand prize is a recording session at Orb Recording Studios, one of the premier recording studios here in Austin, so we're super excited to have their sponsorship. And what they're looking for, and I brought my cheat sheet because I want to make sure I get it all right for everyone.
Read it off.
The judges are looking for skill, preparedness, audience engagement, and overall entertainment.
Okay, and they delivered on all of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, tell me about what you saw last year when they performed.
Well, it was extremely competitive, and given the feedback that our judges gave us, what set you all apart, hands down, was your audience engagement, your energy. You just had the package from the dancing to the movement to the interaction among the band members. It definitely was the standout, and that's what pushed him into the first place.
Nice to be bragged on, isn't it? And there was dancing. Okay, we got to make sure that we see it this year. And Amy, I kind of want to ask you, how did the battle feel when you guys were performing? Were you like, oh, we're crushing this, or was it like, we're doing the best we can?
I think that we did amazing. It's such a memorable moment to this day, especially because it was one of our first performances, which is crazy that we ended up winning out of our first performance. It was really fun. It was really thrilling. I really enjoyed being able to connect with my bandmates on stage, and I'm happy that we're here now.
Well, clearly you guys have like the gelling, the charisma all together, because that's what came through with one of your first performances ever, which is incredible. And Leo, I want to know how it felt to win when they said your name. How did that feel?
We were pretty nervous because it was definitely like she said, it was really competitive. There was a lot of amazing bands. Everybody there did really, really well. So we were just watching and we were hoping our best. We did our best there, and I wanted to mention how awesome the opportunity to record at Orb Studios was.
Yeah.
That was such a great, awesome place. We had a lot of fun there with Scott producing for us. We had a great time.
Yeah, okay, so that you've got to enjoy the grand prize. And actually you're back in the studio, Leo, is that right? You guys are working on new music.
Yeah, we're working. We don't have any shows planned for the future as of now, but we're working on some new stuff to release.
Yeah. You want to touch on that, Emmy?
Yeah, so we currently have our EP out with Orb Studios. It's called Suddenly Everything on like all streaming platforms. But we're currently working on an album because we want to put more music out there for everyone to listen to, especially when we get opportunities like this to talk about ourselves. We want people to go out and be able to hear our music and what we have to say to the world.
Wonderful. Okay, Suddenly Everything?
Yes.
Okay, all right, I got to make sure I check that out today. And Carol, just real quickly, this is actually one portion of a 3-day event. So can you just tell me real quickly where people can find out more information about what you guys are going to get up to? And it's coming up this weekend.
Yeah, well, you can find more information at the Austin School for the Performing and Visual Arts and Bee Cave Arts Foundation, both our websites. And of course, it's a 3-day event, so this is kicking off this 3-day event. Tomorrow will be a meet and greet with the judges so that the contestants will get that face-to-face time, maybe take off a little nerves. And then day 2 is the Battle of the Bands. We've asked our grand prize winners from last year to come back. They are headlining.
Oh, lovely. Pass off the tiara.
Yes. Exactly. And then on Sunday, it's a music clinic with our judges. So the band members, the contestants, are going to get some great advice.
Which is awesome for blossoming musicians like yourselves. Guys, congratulations and best of luck to the bands this year.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you so much.
Guys, this year's festival takes place this weekend, October 3rd through 5th. It should be a ton of fun. Learn more at Bee Cave Arts Foundation, and bcavearts.foundation. I'm going to get it right. And the austonschool.org. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Swift River Pecans, LLC. Offering high-quality pecan products grown with regenerative agricultural principles, it is a really neat time to stop by Swift River Pecans. We're learning more today with owner Troy Swift and with Molly Brown as well. So we're going to start with you, Troy. Talk to us about your pecans. Tell us why, these pecans are so great.
Well, we're in the native land of pecans to begin with, so they grow naturally very good here, but we also employ regenerative agriculture principles and really concerned about soil health and plant nutrition and therefore nut nutrition. So we think we're growing some of the best pecans money can buy. Let me show you what one looks like. This is a Pawnee that's actually fresh off the tree, and I'll show you how to hand crack it. What you do is you take the end off so you can see the 2 halves, and then you take the other end off. Now you go back to the end, you can see the 2 halves, and you go 90 degrees to the separator cork is what it's called, and you take off the side. Now, and then you stand it up like a clam, and you take it apart, And there's your two halves of beautiful pecans.
Whoa, they're gorgeous. Nice
Yeah.
and large,
Yeah,
too.
these are Pawnee variety.
Okay, all right, Molly, I want to talk about pecans and their availability. Is it year-round?
Generally, they have to be stored properly or else you lose a lot of the flavor and color. So we keep our pecans frozen until they're ready to be cracked. So here they are available year-round, yes.
Okay, let's talk about pecan oil, because you're going to show us actually how you fill a bottle.
We use a screw press to press our oil. It's just a screw in a tube that squishes them really hard. Lower heat and, just mostly pressure to express that oil.
And so while she's doing that, Troy, talk to me a little bit about the benefits of pecan oil.
Well, for one thing, it has a very high smoke point, so it's very easy to cook with. It has about a 470 degree F smoke point, and so very good to stir fry in, but you can also use it on salads, you can use it on meat, and then if you really want to top the day off, go ahead and put it on your vanilla ice cream.
Ooh, that sounds good. But there are some serious health benefits as well.
That's right. Pecan oil is high in antioxidants, protein, unsaturated fats. We turn our pressed pecans into flour. Those are great for recipes like brownies or breading chicken or fish. And the sediment that's left over in the oil is turned into honey butter. It's just mixed with local honey and bottled as is.
So what would you say to somebody who doesn't know that much about pecans to come out here and get educated?
Well, I would invite them to come here. If you call in advance, we're happy to give you a tour of the orchard. We can show you the man-planted trees like these Pawnee.
It's a pecan party. All right, y'all, thank you so much. Learn more at swiftriverpecans.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Swift River Pecans, LLC. Welcome back, everybody. Oktoberfest is here, and our friends at Yard House are celebrating in lots of big ways, including that huge pretzel that you're looking at right now. Joining us now is General Manager Anthony Fernandez, who we're happy to have. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, Rose. Appreciate it.
Of course. Tell us a little bit about Yard House, because I have consumed your beers.
Yeah.
It's a really good time up in the Domain.
Yeah, we're known at Yard House for our globally inspired menu and our extensive beer draft system. It's what we're known, right? So we're known as America's gathering place. So what better place to do it than Yard House in Austin?
America's gathering place. And yet we're going to Germany for...
We are. We're going to go to Munich today.
Okay. All right. That sounds good to me. Tell us a little bit about your Oktoberfest offerings. You guys have decided to do a full month of fun.
Yeah. So really, if the idea is if you're not able to make it across the pond into Munich, we're celebrating Oktoberfest right at Yard House. So we have an epic beer party right here in Austin, mimicking what they did in Munich back in the 1800s.
Oh, back in the 1800s, that's cool. And I know usually there's a specific style of beer that comes out, but actually you've done us a real favor. You've brought some beer and food pairings today.
Yes.
And I can tell you I'm gravitating so hard towards this end of the table with the lovely pretzel and the lightest looking beer. Talk to me about this pairing.
Absolutely. So we're going to start off with the Wetstefaner Fest beer. So it's the world's oldest brewery.
Is it really?
It really is.
Wow.
And this Fest beer truly represents the Bolivian way of celebrating. This beer, along with our athletic Oktoberfest non-alcoholic brew, pairs great with our Bolivian pretzel. So it's a jumbo pretzel. It's always a showstopper walking through our dining rooms. It is served with our house hazy cheddar beer cheese and a horseradish mustard for dipping.
So there's beer in the cheese, y'all, but you don't have to drink the beer. You can have alcohol free, which is something I love to play around with too. So Athletic, I know, has gotten really good at
absolutely.
Beer flavoring.
Absolutely.
These look like little mini dogs of some sort?
So they are our beer brat sliders. So the beer that we're going to pair that with is our Paulaner Oktoberfest beer. It's been brewed for 200 years.
Okay, I gotta give it a go.
So that's a fun fact.
Yeah.
So this is one of the 6 beers allowed to be called a true Oktoberfest beer.
No way.
Absolutely.
Ooh, and it's really good, nice and light.
Absolutely. So right here, so we have the beer brat sliders. It's 3 mini beer bratwursts. It's on a bed of caramelized onions. We have a pretzel roll, pretzel rolls for the breading. We have our house fries with a malt vinegar aioli, and we also pair this with our house cheese house cheese and horseradish mustard for dipping as well.
I was wondering what these delightful fries were covered
Yeah.
in. So an aioli, you guys are smart. Next, we're going actually really sweet, a traditional German strudel. Is that right?
Yes, yes. So we added it on the menu specifically for this Oktoberfest festivity. So we're going to pair that with our Hacker Shore Oktoberfest. So that's brewed in Munich since 1417.
These numbers are blowing my mind.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in the segment on how this all kind of ties in. So we're pairing that to traditional Marzen and the real deal of an authentic Oktoberfest celebration. So the traditional apple strudel, it features a warm, thin, flakery pastry filled with diced apples and cinnamon. We have a nice little sugar seared on it. And doesn't show well at the moment, but it is a delicious butter pecan ice cream that we serve it with. Yeah.
Ooh. And then I know Mars and marzipan, these are almond flavors that go in there as well. Yes,
correct.
Okay. And then we've got to talk about this. I thought you'd go schnitzel, but you have instead really stepped it up with a pork chop.
Yeah, it's actually a guest favorite. It's a team member favorite, to be honest with you. They're loving it. So a real beer lover, I think everyone loves Samuel Adams. So Sam Adams Oktoberfest Seasonal, it's an ode to the 1810 Munich celebration beer. It's a classic American take on a German traditional beer, and we call it a toast to fall. So we're pairing this with our Bolivian pretzel. It is an 11-ounce bone-in Parmesan panko crusted pork chop with a horseradish mushroom cream sauce.
Yeah.
And it lays in a bed of Parmesan mashed potatoes and baby broccoli.
Well, that sounds really good to me. Okay, we don't have a ton of time, so
know.
I want to make sure we do a little Steinhoisting,
Yes,
if you wouldn't
we
mind,
have
my
to.
friend.
Let's do it.
You have a couple of fun facts real quickly.
We do. So this is paying tribute to the German tradition of Steinhoisting. The Guinness Book of World Record is actually 23 minutes.
That is a lot, and these are full.
Yes,
and you have
they're
to hold.
full of beer.
Yeah.
We're doing it empty because we haven't been working out lately, right? So
I'm already struggling just a little bit. But you do have to keep. I think you have to keep like your shoulder.
So yes.
set.
So the intention is testing how each participant can hold up a full stein with their arm extended directly in front of them. So it's a fun way to have a good time either at the restaurant or at your home.
At the end.
And then at the end, you're chugging it, right?
Throwing it back.
Yes, ma'am.
And you said 23 minutes, not only that, but a bit about how Oktoberfest got started. It's been around a long, long time.
Yeah, so Oktoberfest commenced was back in 1810.
Okay.
So it was a crown prince. His name was Cole Ludwig and Princess Teresa. So it was really started as a celebration for a wedding. And then it became, they had live entertainment, they had beer tents, they had live music, and it just became this big festivity that with time it started to get more energy, and now it's known for the biggest beer fest in the country, now in the world, right? So everyone celebrates Oktoberfest.
Absolutely, and tends to happen in September, which I think is really odd, but I'm always told that costumery is encouraged, so the lederhosen.
It's a way to have fun with it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, the dirndl or whatever it is that women wear. I'm not even sure I'm saying that word right, but that's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to, guys, go ahead, why not, right?
Yeah, please.
Wear a little German Alpine hat. Come on out to Yard House. But you guys have 90 plus beers on tap. You've got a lot going on, and I want to make sure that I ask about happy hour.
Yeah, so a lot going on, like you said. So we have 90 plus taps in all of our restaurants. Some of our legacy Yard Houses actually have well over 100, including our location in Austin. We have an array of crafted cocktails. We are always pouring seasonal local beers. We are open for lunch and dinner daily. We have happy hour is amazing, a great happy hour, and we have late night dining.
Late night, that's good, because if you've had a couple of these, maybe you need some food.
You definitely need a little bite, absolutely.
All right, sounds good to me. Anthony, thank you so much for helping us celebrate.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for having us. Make sure you check us out at yardhouse.com.
Sounds good.
And come party with us for Oktoberfest.
Yeah, I love the sound of that. For more information on all things Oktoberfest at Yard House, you heard the man. Visit yardhouse.com or follow them on social media at Yard House.
The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Is that old vehicle of yours starting to look pretty sad compared to something sparkly and new, or maybe new to you? Well, Pamela Cotton, Vice President of Member Services at Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, is here to talk to us about the best time to buy a car. So Pamela, why does timing matter when we're purchasing a car?
Yeah, so like you hear the saying, timing is everything. Well, in this case, it does apply, but there's a cycle. So the dealerships run on a cycle. Are they trying to reach certain quotas? How's the inventory turning over? What are the sales incentives currently out there? That's kind of how that works.
Okay.
And then there are seasonal trends. So the industry works on those trends. What's the weather like? Most people don't like to get out in the cold to search for a car, so sales are typically slow then. Also, tax season. A lot of people get a tax refund. What is that? The perfect time. You get a nice down payment on a vehicle.
Yeah, well, and then that leads me to ask, like, when is the best time to buy a car?
Yeah, another $1 million question,
Yeah.
right? But like the end of the year deals. So between October, December, dealers are really trying to get that inventory off of the lot because they get kickbacks. So you're going to find better time to get better deals. Summer and winter. Summertime, because the new models are rolling out, you're going to have a nice variety in your inventory. So there's going to be lots to choose from. Maybe not the best deal on the newer ones, but then the wintertime, again, they're trying to clear that inventory. So a really good deal, that's the perfect time to get in on the current year models, right?
What's your kind of tips as far as that goes?
Absolutely. So the car buying experience, you know, it's not a small purchase.
Yeah.
And if you've ever been to the dealership, you
Yeah.
know that process, right? Get pre-approved. At Austin Telco, it's very easy. So come or call us during business hours or go online 24/7. Submit that application, get pre-approved. So when you go to that dealer, they know they have somebody who is ready to buy a car. So they're not going to want you to walk off that lot and go to another dealership because you're already pre-approved. So they're going to do the best they can to get that deal to you. So pre-approval gives you leverage. Timing is leverage. Some of the things we talk about, it's the end of the year. They're trying to, end of the month, they're trying to get those sales out. So you want to find that right sweet spot to get in there to do that, right?
If you're a first-time car buyer, any just quick tips you would share? Because it really can be a brand new experience.
Absolutely. So just make sure you're within your budget. You don't want to get something that's out of your control, right? And then make sure you're getting the best deal. Knowledge is power. Do some research, see what those vehicles typically sell for so that you know you're getting the best deal.
I love it. All the best advice, Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Pamela, thank you so much.
Thank you.
To learn more about all the services Austin Telco Federal Credit Union has to offer, visit atfcu.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union.
Get ready for a month of thrills, screams, and unforgettable events as the Paramount Theater kicks off their yearly Panic at the Paramount series. Joining us now is the director of film programming, who we love spending time with here in the studio, so cerebral, Stephen Janice. Stephen, good morning.
Hey, how are you?
I know that you spend a lot of time thinking about movies, so it's fun to pick your brain by the time you get in here. This is year 4, though, for Panic at the Paramount. Why is it important to bring this back again?
I mean, we've done for 50 years our summer classic film series at the Paramount, which has become such a beloved tradition here in town. But for those of us who love scary movies, people have always been like, can you please, pretty please, in October, show some scary movies? And so to see these kind of classics that a lot of people fell in love with on VHS or DVD or whatever you grew up with at home, to be able to see them on the big screen in our gorgeous 110-year-old haunted movie palace really adds a layer to that experience. And a lot of people leave saying movies that they've seen 20 times, they noticed 5 or 6 new things in it.
Oh, cool.
So you're putting your phone away, the lights are off, you're there with an audience who's screaming and laughing and having fun with you. It just changes the whole thing.
Oh, it sounds really nice, but also I asked for, I really enjoy spooky, but not scary. We were talking about how Death Becomes Her is one of my favorite,
which we did last year,
which is a fantastic
crowd
film.
showed up for that.
But you said that this year is truly a little bit more on the thriller, scary,
this
spooky
year
side.
we've really leaned into some of the most iconic, I think, truly terrifying movies. Now, granted, there are some that are, I think, on the more fun side, including the one we're starting with on Monday, which is Reanimator. It's sort of a 80s goofy Frankenstein mad scientist type movie, but it has that real 80s fun vibe, great score. And the two lead cast members, Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton, are actually going to be with us for that
Amazing.
screening. So they'll talk about the making of it, and it's that kind of thing that horror movie fans love, of the old practical movie magic effects, where it's like obviously pre-CGI, but like all the gross stuff that happens in it, all the goop and all that stuff, it's real, makeup by people who are such good at that craft. And so that's the kind of thing that people who love scary movies love to see.
Absolutely. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the first event.
Yeah.
We've got 5 more after that. Tell me about what's going on.
Yeah, so we've got a great double feature of the 80s Stephen King movie Pet Sematary.
Oh, yeah.
Which is one that I don't think a lot of people think is going to be scary, but you have no idea where this movie is going to go. It goes to some really, and of course it's Stephen King, horror legend.
The king of horror.
And we're pairing that with a really bonkers 1970s Japanese haunted house film called Houseu, or translated to English House. And this double feature was actually programmed and is going to be presented by Louisiana Purchase, who's a local drag queen. She was on the Boulet Brothers' Dragula on the Shudder streaming service, which for those of us who love horror, she's kind of an icon.
Oh, she looks fabulous.
And she's been at the Paramount. She's done performances at the Paramount before, so she's going to do a pre-show drag performance, but she's also going to introduce the films because she's sort of an expert on Houseu. And so it's really cool to have her both, doing what she does so well as a drag queen, but then also sharing some behind the scenes tips of Houseu and how it was made. So that's going to be really cool.
Okay, all right. And we've got 4 more, so I'm going to have to push you a little bit. But what's up next after that?
Yeah, so we also have An American Werewolf in London, which is another
cool.
kind of iconic one. The lead actor from that, David Naughton, will be there, and he was the person who undergoes one of the most iconic transformation scenes in horror movie history, where he first becomes a werewolf. That makeup actually won an Oscar, which, not horror movies don't often win Oscars, so it'd be cool to talk to him about that experience. We have our friend Robert Rodriguez, who loves to program and present movies at the theater. He's going to do a double feature of the original John Carpenter's Halloween, which is one of the, always on the top 3 of the greatest horror movies ever.
I was going to say, and you love it.
Oh, it's a favorite, absolutely a favorite of mine. And the second film in that double feature is a mystery. So you have to come to the movie. He does this with us every year. You have to come and see what the second film is, but people who show up are going to be really thrilled with what he picked for that.
Interesting.
And then we have 2 really fun sort of live score films. So this is where you're watching the movie, but there's a band there performing the score along with the film. So they're doing that for Deep Red, which is a classic Italian slasher film. The band Goblin did the score for that. They also did the scores for Dawn of the Dead and Suspiria, which are horror classics. And so this is a really cool score. It's sort of in a weird way, like kind of a jazzy horror score. So like even if you were to turn the movie off and just listen to it, it would be really cool. To see the actual band, who are sort of the Mount Rushmore of horror music, perform it is going to be super cool. And then the original Evil Dead, the Bruce Campbell original, directed by Sam Raimi. We're also going to have a band there performing the score for that. So that's, again, something that you can't do in your own home, no matter how many times you've watched these movies, and to see that in a theater just adds something new to the experience.
When you're talking about noticing things, I saw Hocus Pocus that way through the Denver Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, cool, yeah.
It just happened to be visiting around Halloween, and it is amazing to hear the moments get picked up by the music.
Yeah.
It's really cool. All right, why is this a good way in our last minute here to kind of like reintroduce folks, or maybe show them something for the very first time? These are some classics that you have picked up, but some things that you are telling me are classics I've never heard of.
Yeah, and I think I have had so many new favorites of movies I saw for the first time at the Paramount. Just because, again, you're shutting out so many of the distractions that I feel like we all have at home. Like, honestly, even I sometimes, it's very hard to like look away from your phone, or you're dealing with your chores or whatever. But to actually see a movie for the first time in an environment like this with a lot of people who also haven't seen it for the first time, it's like you make real memories of it, and then you also end up coming away with it being a favorite movie. And like a lot of people say, like, it adds a star to the movie when they review it.
I would have done 4, and now I'll do 5. Okay, and just real quickly, tickets, can we just walk up?
Yeah, so I mean, some of these are reserved seating because they're big talent involved and stuff like that. So you're going to want to go onto our website, austintheater.org, and grab your seats beforehand. A couple of them, the 2 double features with Louisiana Purchase and Robert Rodriguez, those are general seating, so you can show up night of and get a ticket at the box office. But always recommend that you get your seats ahead of time.
I was going to say, just plan ahead. It'll be a little bit easier. Don't panic for Panic at Paramount. All right, Stephen, thank you as always for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We appreciate it, and enjoy your favorite season. For more info on Panic at the Paramount, visit austintheater.org or follow them on social at Paramount Austin. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Power Swabs. Hey y'all, if your teeth are yellowing due to coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking, we might have a suggestion for you. Jeff Kraft says that you can get whiter teeth and a more noticeable smile in just 5 minutes with Power Swabs. Hi, Jeff.
Rosie, how are you? So good to see you and all the viewers out there in Austin. Great to see you all as well. But yes, so excited to talk to you about Power Swabs today. And in 5 minutes, you're going to see results. And that's what we want. We want results fast. But yeah, thanks for having me on today.
I'm so glad that you're here with us virtually. I told you if you're using Power Swabs, I've got to get some right now. So talk to us about Power Swabs and what it is that it does.
Yeah, revolutionary product that was created by Martin Geniger, a leading teeth whitening expert. And he had patients that would come in and he offered this only to his patients for the first 5 years. And then he opened it up the floodgates to the entire world and is going gangbusters. It's been really exciting for Power Swabs over the years. But yeah, it is such an amazing product. And what his patients had said, they want something from the comfort of their own home. They want something that's easy to use. They want something that's affordable and they want to see results quickly. And that is what Power Swabs has done. It has really been a great product.
All right, talk to us about how Power Swabs works.
So Power Swabs is a two-step process. It's very, very easy. What you're going to do is you're going to get this in the mail. That's all you're going to get. It's going to be a 7-day treatment. So you're going to get 7 standout swabs and 7 whiteout swabs. And then we have another little product that we're going to give you for free. I'll talk to you about that as well. That'll be in the project or the package. So what you're going to do is you're going to crack this open in the morning before you go to work, before you do anything, and rub this all over your teeth. And here's something that some people say is like, oh my gosh, is this going to taste bad? No, it actually, I don't even spit it out. I actually just, keep it in. It's totally fine. It tastes really good. But you can focus all over your teeth and you can hyper-focus on one tooth. And that's what I really like about this, is you can hyper-focus on that one tooth. And this is going to lift the stains first, and then it's going to hydrate the teeth, hydrate the enamel. And that is where the sensitivity comes in. And that's what people say they do not want. Well, Power Swabs is different. So then you're going to go ahead and crack open the second process. And this is the whitening agent. This is where all the magic happens. Same thing, 2 minutes all over your teeth. And that is it. You do 7 days. You're going to see up to 6 shades whiter. After the very first use, you're going to see up to 2 shades whiter, and results last up to 6 months. How do you like that?
Sounds good to me. And I think about, us hitting wedding season. There are going to be trips that people are looking forward to in the coming months. 7 days is pretty darn easy as compared to weeks of whitening because you had to space it out because your teeth got sensitive, right?
That's right, exactly. We've all seen the trays, we've seen the strips, we've all seen these products. And a lot of the products, they do work, but at what cost? And that's the thing, the sensitivity comes in. And then once you use it and you have the sensitivity, you never want to do it again. But again, that is why Power Swabs was created, to get rid of the sensitivity so that you can have that instant white smile that you want, again, after the very first use, 2 shades whiter. And here's a great thing about this and what separates it. And people ask all the time, because I've got veneers and it works on all dental surfaces. It works on crowns, caps, wooden teeth, natural teeth, whatever you got in your mouth, it's going to whiten up that smile. And that's what I really love.
Yeah, absolutely. This is always where I dime myself and I talk about it. But my front 2 teeth are veneers as well. And I was told they'll just be that color. I had to go to the tooth factory to pick out the color of my front 2 teeth. And they said that will never change. The fact that Power Swabs can work on so many dental surfaces is really surprising.
It really is. And it's something that, viewers that I talk to all the time, every single week, and people have asked me about, my smile. And yes, it just did not come natural. This came with Power Swabs. And I tell people, you've got to take a chance. And I'm sure you have viewers out there as well that they have a great smile, but they don't show it because they've got a couple of yellow teeth or all their teeth are yellow. And we don't want that. We want your viewers to try this. You've got really nothing to lose. And we're going to talk about this great deal in a second, but 50% off, I mean, come on, it doesn't get better than that. So again, we want your viewers to try it, and it's going to last up to 6 months. It's a really great deal.
Absolutely. One last thing I will mention is that with those strips, which I think are one of the most popular things out there, is that you don't get all the way to the back teeth. So the fact that that little cotton swab can go all the way around is really good news.
It really is. You can get it's super easy to give it. I'm touching the very back of my tooth, and it's really easy. And we've heard that as well. And that is the great thing about power swabs. You're going to see the stick here, and again, you can just put it on, and you just keep dipping it back into the solution, and that is how you cover your teeth. But again, the big thing, you're not going to get that sensitivity because we're hydrating the enamel. We're not just covering up the stains. We're lifting the stains. So there's really so many great processes about this.
Of course. All right. You did mention a couple of times a special offer. What do you guys have going on right now?
Yes, we do. 50% off. 50% off your purchase. You're going to get free shipping and handling. You're also going to get this quick stain out sticks. You can put this in your back pocket, your purse, your Volvo, your truck, whatever you got. So if you're going out grabbing a glass of wine and you don't have your toothbrush, nobody wants to carry their toothbrush around anymore. That's back in the day, old school. You just take this out, you're going to twist the solution, and you're going to put this on your teeth, and it's going to go ahead and maintain that white smile until you get home and brush later at night. So again, this is absolutely free, 50% off, and free shipping and handling. But you're going to call the number that's below, the 800 below, or the QR code if we have a QR code up for you guys, and that's how you're going to get this great deal.
Okay, good to know. Thank you so much for your time today, Jeff. We appreciate it.
Rosie, thank you so much.
The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Power Swabs. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Bedsure. As the seasons change and temps drop, Bedsure, a leading online bedding brand, is helping shoppers embrace the chill with deep discounts on its most beloved blankets just in time for Amazon's October Prime Day. So whether you're layering up for spooky season movie nights or getting a head start on holiday shopping, Bedsure's comfort-forward designs deliver warmth, style, and great value. So let's check out some of the deals that we have on offer. First of all, meet the Gentle Soft 2-in-1 comforter set, which is 20% off this Prime Day. With SnapTech patented buttons, it's 2 bestsellers in one. Use the comforter alone or the blanket alone, or snap them together for warm nights. Easy care, smart storage, big value. It's twice the treat. Next is the Gentle Soft blanket. It feels amazing. This customer favorite is perfect for layering or for curling up on the couch. It's 23% off for Prime Day. This is an unbelievable price, just $12.34. Lightweight, ultra soft, and available in a range of colors. It's an affordable way to bring comfort into any space. And finally, the Gentle Soft ribbed heated blanket. It's a bestseller for chilly nights. It combines warmth, texture, and importantly, safety. It's 32% off for Prime Day, just a touch under $34. With multiple heat settings and trusted safety features, it's an autumnal must-have for bedrooms, dorms, and a whole lot more. In addition to what you've heard of today, a range of items across Bedsure's collection will be up to 60% off during October 7th and 8th, so don't miss it. Search Gentle Soft on Amazon by scanning the QR code on your screen. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Bedsure. Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career.